You're all set, Chairperson.
This meeting is taken entirely by teleconference via Zoom. The public is accessing the meeting via the Santa Ana YouTube channel and/or the city's website. The commission members and I, along with the recording secretary and city staffs, are in different locations. Please bear with us as the technology may disrupt the flow of the meeting. Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to call to order the December 7th, 2022 Youth Commission regular meeting at 4:31. Will the recording secretary please call roll?
Thank you, Chairperson. Commissioner Cabrera,
Present.
Commissioner Nguyen, Commissioner Sarmiento,
Present.
Commissioner Tucker,
Present.
Commissioner Weezer,
Present.
Commissioner Verdeen.
Present.
You have a quorum, Chairperson.
Okay, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. Okay. Next on the agenda is presentations. I'll turn this over to Library Services Director Brian Sternberg for the library staff report.
All right, good afternoon, members of the Youth Commission. Thank you for having me out today for this presentation. We have a couple of exciting things going on here at the library, as well as some great programming this month and upcoming for next month as well. The first thing I'd like to share with you is that last night our City Council approved a lease agreement with our Delhi Center in the south part of the city to start the process of expanding our library system for the first time in many years. So this will be a lease space within the current Delhi Community Center. And we will be doing a tenant improvement, which essentially means a remodeling of about 2,500 square feet within the space. It's going to look really, really nice once it's all done. It's going to kind of have a glass storefront kind of entrance that you would see at a mall, and inside will be a full service public library, but on a smaller scale. Like I said, about 2,500 square feet. And then it'll have an adjacent exterior space where we will create a patio for reading and potentially, some additional programming and activities that can happen outside as well, right there at the Delhi Center. So we are really excited about this. It's really a great opportunity to, increase our accessibility to our residents, to provide more access, and just to improve people's quality of life on our south part of the city, which currently, has very little access to library services outside of our Knowledge Mobile. So we're really excited to get this one kicked off. Our lease begins in March, and we will be doing construction. So construction could take a little bit of time to, move some walls around and build our patio and things like that. But what we hope to have happen is that when the main library closes down for construction, which is probably sometime mid-2024, which will be here before we know it. We're almost in 2023. In a few weeks here. So sometime about mid-2024, our main library will close down for about a year or so. And at the same time, we were planning for our new Delhi Center branch to open. So we're really excited about this change, and we'll have all the types of programs that we have happen at New Hope and at the main library. It'll just be happening in a smaller space, but look for lots of great things there too in terms of library programs, events, activities, and as well as some books and collections too. And for people who live over in the Delhi Center, they can always place holds on books that are at the main library and the New Hope Library, and we will send them over to Delhi for those residents as well. The next thing I'd like to talk about is some new adaptive technology stations at the library. We have a couple of PCs that one here at Maine and New Hope that are especially equipped to help people who might have disabilities that do not allow them to use a computer as easily as you or myself. So these stations feature a traditional mouse and a keyboard with a large key font. They have other input options, including a trackball, a USB clicker, a trackpad with gesture support, all different types of things, a digital magnifier on the screen, and some, other accommodations that just make it easier for somebody who might have a disability to be able to use a computer without, assistance of a family member or one of our staff members, just making our space, again, more accessible, more equitable, and more friendly for our community. So lots of different improvements coming in terms of technology as well. Another really great thing that will be happening is our Brain Fused. It's already happened. We already have our online tutoring that our tutors do in-house. And those are library staff members that, tutor kids of all grades and ages. But we also now have, courtesy of the California State Library, an online piece of software called Brain Fuse, where, if you're outside of the hours of our tutoring, let's say it's 10 o'clock at night and, a student has some homework in middle school or high school, to get done for the next day, and they need some help with it. We have this great online service called Brain Fuse. And that is essentially, again, it's another online tutoring service that we subscribe to, that people can take advantage of, that kind of supplements and complements what we already have in-house with our own library tutors. So you can find that right on our library's website. And it's really easy to use. You can get signed up and start getting help with homework right away. It's great for especially those who are in middle school, high school. It's a wonderful resource to use. So please check that one out. And it's very easy to find right from our library's main page. And finally, our library hours here at Maine Library, where I'm excited to announce that we will be expanding them. So we're going to add 8 hours every week. So that's, if you're looking at our current schedule, that's a whole additional day that we're going to be adding based upon our current schedule. So this will begin January 9th of this coming year. So just in about a month here, a little less than a month, we will be expanding the Maine Library's hours, and that will be 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday. So morning hours and evening hours every single day. And Fridays and Saturdays, we will be open 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So really trying to, again, make the library more accessible, make it easier for people to use our services, especially, if people who are working, coming from other parts of town, to get over, because we only have 2 locations in the Bookmobile. This is, again, just making it an easier library system to utilize for kids, families, and whoever else may want to enjoy our libraries. We're also adjusting New Hope's hours just a little bit. New Hope is already open 48 hours a week. We've already expanded New Hope's hours some time ago when it was just open part-time, 27. Now we've added 21 hours per week. We did that back in July of 2021. So what we're going to be doing is, currently New Hope is open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. We're just going to align those Fridays and Saturdays with our main library. So New Hope will be open Fridays and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. just to make it easier for our community to kind of, know when the hours are of both locations, and have there be less confusion. Other than that, New Hope will continue on with 12 to 8 on Monday, 10 to 6 on Tuesday, 12 to 8 on Wednesday, and 10 to 6 on Thursday. So that is really all I have for my report. Please check out all of our December programs. We have a big list in my staff report. And of course, they're available online. In the library, we have flyers, and we also have calendars online as well that are printable. And if there are any questions, I'd be happy to take those now. All right. Seeing no questions, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sternberg. Appreciate your report. And I'll definitely check out the library more now with those expanded hours. That's great to hear. Does anyone else have any questions or comments? Okay, seeing
All
as
right.
there are none. Thank you so much, Mr.
Thank you.
Sternberg.
Take care. Have a great one.
Have a good one. All right, next on the agenda is the time for public comment. Recording secretary, does anyone wish to speak?
Chairperson Verdine, at this point in time, we do not have any public comments.
Okay. Next on the agenda is the consent calendar. Item 1 and number 2 are minutes of the regular meeting of October 5th and excused absences. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes of the October 5th, 2022 regular meeting and excused absences?
I motion to approve.
I second.
Do we need a roll call for that?
Yes, Chairperson. Commissioner
I
Cabrera,
approve.
Commissioner Cabrera,
Yes.
Commissioner Sarmiento,
Yes.
Commissioner Tucker,
Yes.
Commissioner Weezer,
Yes.
Commissioner Verdine.
Yes.
Duly noted. You're muted, Chairperson.
Thank you. Next, moving on to the business calendar, today we have 2 items listed on the agenda. I will turn this over to Recreation and Community Services Manager Tim Pagano for item 3, which is the Youth Commission Work Plan Update.
Thank you very much, Chairperson Verdine, and it's nice to be with all of you again. It's been a little bit of some time since our last meeting, but I'm happy to bring this before you today. And it's more of an update as far as where what we have accomplished and where we've been, and maybe an adjustment of what our work plan could be moving forward. I know that for a period of time we were operating off of a document that was constructed by a majority of the commissioners that are online right now. But I think this provides us an opportunity now that we're getting back into our meetings and coming out of summer and all that type of stuff to kind of evaluate what we want to accomplish for the remainder of this year, and maybe give us an opportunity to pivot and really focus on some of the things that we're already involved with. I know entering into this meeting, we've developed a really great relationship with the Orange County Healthcare Agency in doing the walking audit over at Madison, and the administration over there has very much appreciated the contributions that this group has made to those efforts, and they want to continue that. And I know that there has been some, some collaboration ideas as far as how we do that. And I think what the timeline looks like is by our next meeting in January, what we would do is we would touch base with the Orange County Healthcare Agency to kind of, again, meet at Madison like we did, I believe, in September. I think that it was either September or August. And we would do another audit, a walking audit of Madison Park. And at that point, that would basically trigger us putting some data together for not only the Public Works Agency, but also for the Parks and Rec Commission and potentially the City Council as well, as far as what that collaboration would mean. For me, and again, this is me just from a staff perspective, I think we have a lot of momentum and traction there. And I think there's enough commitment that we've already made at this point to where I think that would be a very good work plan project for us to continue and see through to its fruition for the remainder of the year. But again, that's just an idea to put forth to the commission, and again, hear whatever direction that you all may want to provide us in terms of what other things that you guys would like to address for the remainder of this year and this work plan. And with that, I'll turn it back over to the commission for any questions, thoughts, ideas, guidance.
Okay. So for me personally, I really like all of the ideas that we do have sketched out on the work plan. And as you said, Mr. Pagano, I would really like to see them come to fruition, especially for the rest of the year. Um, I think that the best course of action for now is to probably choose one of the items on the work plan and see where we can go with it. So for example, if we choose the developing music and arts one, we can work on making maybe an before summer music, like student music festival / battle of the bands, and then work on instrument the instrument rental program or something like that. Or we can choose, financial literacy, one of the other things on the list. I would say that, not just because I think we can do it all, but just to make sure that something that we choose will be as thorough and as, I guess, how do I say, as comprehensive as possible, and will have the most effect on the community. And I think it would also be important to note the financial aspect of it, like what exactly are our parameters for developing, let's say, an event, a program, et cetera, et cetera. So, and also looking through the new, well, not really new, but the Parks Master Plan, see what's already in there and maybe how we can we can develop off of the platform that the Parks Master Plan has already set. I don't know if anyone else has other comments, but those are mine.
Yes, I wanted to add on to that. I was thinking the same thing as you, that it's going to be a lot more effective if we focus on only one thing at a time, so that it's more, like you said, it's more thorough to get it done. It'll be more more effective.
Understood. And so I guess the question we have before the commission at this point is, do we come back in January? And I mean, we have a quorum here, so certainly we can make the decision as the group that's represented here as far as what we would like to focus on for the remainder of the year. I think if I could maybe provide some input, I know that the Orange County Healthcare Agency has a timeline for the delivery of all the data that they've done with the walking audit. So I am in favor obviously it's subject to the commission and the direction that they want to go in. I think we could probably identify one of the items that is on the work plan right now and add this as like a 1.2, because I don't think it's going to take that much time outside of the walking audit that we have to do again over at Madison, and then just collecting the data and then providing, some input to the Public Works Agency as commissioners, in addition to potentially the Parks and Rec Commission. So those would just be, I guess, added opportunities on our calendar to be engaging with the Public Works Agency and kind of letting them know from your perspective some of the things that you learned and absorbed during the walking audit, and also updating the Parks and Rec Commission. And at that point, they can either receive and file, or maybe there will be more questions that stem from their body as far as what the implications of the study would be. So I would just put that forward for consideration, and then I guess at the pleasure of the commission, would you want to select the one work plan item that you would like to approach this year, and then we put all of our effort behind it and really come up with the framework so that we can deliver over the course of our time together.
For reference, could someone please share their screen, or I could honestly do it too, with the work plan there, so we can make sure we all have it handy.
I don't have the work plan.
Recording Secretary Sandoval, do you have it? Because I thought I had it, but it was another document. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Mia.
Just realized I was on mute. My bad. All right, so there it is. Any other comments or like ones in particular? Because I think for community outreach, like 1 and 2, like I feel like those should be almost like an expectation of our jobs as commissioners. We should be going to city events. We should be like doing community outreach. So I think those 2 should be like almost like as a given. But for the rest, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, those are the ones that we should probably just choose one, put everything behind it. What do you guys think?
Or I guess the question, and I'm just thinking out loud because from a programming standpoint, are there items on this list that are more likely to be completed within, let's call it 6 months between January and June, as opposed to others? So that would be one of the factors, if I'm in your shoes, that I would be considering. In addition, I think Chairperson Verdeen, you brought it up, we would have to provide a framework of budget. What does that look like? What's the cost associated? All that type of stuff. And that would be something that staff would take back and would bring back to the commission in January, depending on which selections being made and everything, as a recommendation for some funds that we would go and secure in order to figure out which one, how we would get to the objective of the selected item.
Thank you for your comments. Yeah, that does put things more into perspective. Because I feel like some of these are a lot more, I guess, feasible and easier than others, but it's also a question of whether or not which one of these items would have the most impact. I mean, do any of the other commissioners have any comments on this or any particular preference? I don't want to be the sole voice in the meeting.
No comment on this particular topic, but I do need to go right now. I have a mock trial meeting, so I'm so sorry.
All right, no problem. Thank you for joining us, Commissioner Sarmiento.
Thank you.
Commissioner Tucker, Commissioner Weezer, any comments?
I don't have any comments as of right now. Thank you.
Commissioner Cabrera?
I don't have any comments as of right now either. Thank you.
I don't have any comments about this, but my computer audio does keep cutting out. So I'm missing like half the information, but I will go back and review the meeting after and see if I'm missing any information.
So Chairperson Verdeen, for the sake of you not being the only voice, my recommendation would be is maybe we table this for the January meeting. And then as a group, maybe because of the audio issues and all that type of stuff, we can then maybe decide on what our path forward is for the remainder of the year with some of these. You certainly, and correct me if I'm wrong, Recording Secretary Sandoval, if you are very passionate about one of these things, you can certainly advocate for it now. But I get what you're saying as not being the lone voice in the room for making a decision like this.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Pagano. This is kind of an off-topic question, but I assume for the holiday, City Hall will be closed. Because I was thinking maybe instead of waiting until January, we could call a special meeting, especially just to work on the work plan. But I'm not exactly sure how the schedule could work out with all of the holidays and the breaks and all that.
As of right now, City Hall is designated as being open during the holiday. So it would just be a matter of coordinating with the other commissioners and myself in terms of my schedule, and also Recording Secretary Sandoval, in order to be able to broadcast it and make sure that we're memorializing it as a formal meeting.
Understood.
Chairperson, can I chime in? This is Recording Secretary Sandoval. Yeah, it's also going to depend on who from the Commissioners Youth Commission will be available as well. So it also depends on that. But let me just, and I know you guys are looking at some of those, but you know, some of the ones that you might want to take a look at, because we do have existing programs that are running out of our agency that may be able to work and maybe kind of help us choose a path, if you will. You know, you guys do talk about the number 3, promote healthy options by a city's community garden program. So we still have our garden program that's running right now. So that's, you know, something that we can take a look at and really develop something sooner than later, if you will, as a result that we do have that program under our health and wellness area. Also develop youth arts programs. That's number 9. That's something that we can also talk about regarding our team program that we have here in the city as well. So that's another option. And lastly, I mean, we can take a look at promoting volunteering community services, and that's through our community outreach and resources area as well. So, and that is, I believe, number 5. So I'm talking about number 3, number 5, and number 9, that if we were to kind of just pinpoint one of those or 2 of those, that we can possibly really kind of get the ball rolling with that as the new year begins, due to the fact that we do have in our shop those particular programs already running. So it's an opportunity for you guys to kind of maybe take a look at that and see. I mean, like Manager Pagano said, we don't need to make a decision right now, or we can make one and then meet back in January and kind of start working out of that area there.
And if I may, Chairperson Verdeen, I would also say that financial literacy, although we don't have something in place right now, I think with the connections that we have with folks around town and credit unions and all that type of stuff, I'm pretty sure that we would be able to create a framework to deliver that at some point during the next 6 months in some type of format at one of our community centers, or in another venue. But again, we would have to kind of flesh out those details, but I don't think that's so far outside the realm of possibility to be able to accomplish that as well.
All right. With all of this being taken into account, what so far do we have in Parks and Rec for developing youth art programs?
So right now, our efforts are to really focus on the teen program that's over at Salgado. I know that they have taken a really strong step forward in terms of delivering art-based programs to the teens that attend there daily. In addition, we are in a collaboration with with OCTAC, and they are providing art-based programs, ukulele, digital art, dance and movement at Roosevelt Walker, at help me out here, Bill, if you can, Jerome, Salgado, and Garfield. So those 4 community centers are currently having some type of art-based program that is being delivered by OCTAC to the community in that way, shape, or form. So that's kind of what we have going on right now in terms of youth arts programs.
Okay, thank you.
And just as an addendum, I know Recording Secretary Sandoval, his section is responsible for engaging contract instructors. And we have various arts-based instructors that we ask to come and deliver those services to the community if they're interested in them. I know that we just advertised for a guitar class taking place out of El Salvador Community Center. So we are exploring those options and engaging contract instructors to bring their talents and services to our community centers as well.
Ooh, okay. Mm, hmm.
Chairperson Berdine, so really at this point in time, we can definitely, as Manager Pagano was alluding to, we can make a decision on at least one of them so we can be ready for in January, or we can come back in January and out of those 3 that I mentioned or any of the other ones, choose one of those so we can kind of begin the process on that. But you know, definitely if we're not able to come to some sort of selection tonight, I definitely would say that by January we would definitely need to come up with at least 1 or 2 selections that the Youth Commission would like to pursue.
Okay, understood. I completely agree that it's the best course of action to decide now, just so we can get a head start on it. I personally have preference for developing youth arts programs and promoting volunteer/community service opportunities, seeing as those 2 already have something within Parks and Rec. And I think that the city could do more, especially through the Youth Commission, for developing youth arts. I think it's so important that we develop that type of relationship with arts, especially music, in the city, because I feel like that is something that is such a privilege that many of our youth do not have the access to unless they are specifically in a band orchestra program. As well as community service opportunities. It would be great to have more youth involved in just within the city, park cleanups, you know, maybe internships with the city itself, maybe expanding further the youth work program. I think, yeah, those are the 2 areas of need personally for me. I don't know what the other commissioners think, but yeah. Commissioners, any other comments or yeah, any other comments, questions?
I agree with you, Commissioner Ferdinand. I believe that promoting volunteer and community service opportunities and developing youth art programs would be a big help for our community, especially with youth, because there's a lot of people that I know personally who can help, who are willing to help and who want to help our city, and who have such, I want to say, like underrated art thing, like people who draw and people who are able to play other instruments that just have like almost a hidden talent, and it's like it's a good opportunity for them to show like what they can do.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Tucker. Commissioner Weezer, Commissioner Cabrera, any comments?
I also agree with both of you guys because I feel like for promoting volunteer community service opportunities for the youth, I do know a lot of people who struggle with community service hours. So this would also put in like, oh, like this is an opportunity for you to take, and like it could help you out, like it could benefit both ways for the community and for their hours that they need in order like for high school in general. And then for developing youth art programs, I also agree that we should focus on this one as well because music and art is everywhere. Like it's not something that, oh, it's like music, no, I mean it's everywhere. So like this enforcing this would also really benefit the community and like youth in general. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Cabrera. Commissioner Wizard?
I also agree with like the developing arts programs because as a person who is in an art program, art has personally helped me go through a lot. So I think exposing that to the youth of Santa Ana would be great beneficial for not only like mental health, but like building friendship, building social skills, communication, learning about different groups and like beliefs and ethnicities, like bringing a community together. I think a way we can do that is through art.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Wizard. So seeing as there is a consensus for those two items, I believe that the Youth Commission should pursue these both.
Understood. And so what we'll do in January is we will have some background information, and essentially create a framework for how we proceed through these two. I just want to make sure that we're still good with participating with Orange County Healthcare Agency for what we've already committed to them. So it would be these two plus our commitment to the Orange County Healthcare Agency for the walking audit over at Madison.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love that collaboration. I think it was a great way to get, especially us as commissioners, out there in official capacity. And I think, at least for me personally, I feel like I got a different perspective. I never really knew how to think of walking on the street of all things and just like over analyzing and over like thinking everything and like noticing little cracks that weren't there before. I think that's really important. And I would really like to do another audit if they would like us to, or we have the opportunity, for sure. I really like that.
Yeah, they actually pitched the idea of revisiting that back for our January meeting. So between now and then, I'll have conversations with our partners over there to see if it's January that we're identifying. Because I don't know about all of y'all, but it's really cold outside. So, I mean, we could certainly do it, but it's going to be dark right around the time that we would be meeting too. So we'll see what their timeline is. I know that they are very intrigued about collecting this data and then being able to turn it over to the Public Works Agency and all the subsequent commissions and even council too. So we'll navigate out that on our end, and we'll let you know as we're driving towards the January meeting for all of us.
Okay, that sounds good. It sucks because the summer was like the perfect time to do it because, it just, all the factors were good. But I mean, if it could be done on a weekend, I feel like that could work too. Because obviously we have school throughout the day, but also we could do it during winter break if it works with the schedule of you guys. I believe most of us go to SAUSD schools anyways, so I think it works out. But
I'll certainly bring those options to the Orange County Healthcare Agency and see what they have planned, or if they have any preference and stuff. But I'll include all those options.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. Because I really like that partnership. I think it's a great opportunity. So now that we have reached a consensus on this item, is there anything else that we would need to discuss?
I believe we still have the discussion around the Winter Village that is about to take place here at the Civic Center Plaza. And I'm prepared to do that if everybody wants to. I'll share my screen so I can share some of the things that we have planned for this year. Again, is everybody able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so this year, the Parks and Rec Community Services Agency is happy to be hosting the Winter Village this year. Last year it was hosted by our Public Works Agency. They had some funding, and because it was such a great success, the city administration decided to hand it over to Parks and Recreation. So one of the things that we're really excited about this year is that we're going to recreate the Winter Village. Last year we had an ice rink and we had a lot of community groups that came out and performed and everything, but we're looking to add value this year to the Winter Village. So what you see right now is the calendar for this month-long event, which tonight we actually have an employee night. So all of our team members here are actually getting an opportunity to go out on the ice rink right now, and we're hoping they're having a great time. But tomorrow will be the first soft opening of the public skate, and that will take all the way place from December 8th to January 8th. Some things to note is that on our weekends, specifically our Fridays and Saturdays, is when we're really going to add value to the event space. So we've worked with 4 nonprofits that are going to have nonprofit nights on the Fridays that the Winter Village is taking place. Frida Cinema, Mercy House, and quite a few others are going to be having those nights dedicated to them. And there's a lot of information on our website where it states what they're actually collecting. So Frida's collecting art supplies for youth. Mercy House is collecting, I believe, canned goods and clothing for their families that they serve and everything like that. So I would really encourage everybody to take a look at the Winter Village website that is on the Santa Ana website, and you can see right here kind of just the the pathway to do that. A lot of great opportunities this year. We have a tree lighting ceremony this Saturday, which is really exciting because we have a 30-foot tall natural tree in the Civic Center Plaza that, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but the fountain that is between the library and City Hall, we decked that out. And so the tree's sitting there beautifully. We have a light show that's going to be happening every half an hour. The Anaheim Ducks are a partner with us this year. They are going to be there at the tree lighting ceremony. Northgate is a partner with us. They're going to be providing tamales and champorado for families on the tree lighting ceremony while supplies last. We're actually partnering with the Power of One Foundation. They're a foundation that is here locally that does some really great work, and they actually bought out the entire 17th for a toy donation giveaway that you have to register for, and you can find that information on the website as well. We actually went live with that today as far as registration, and within the first hour we had over 1,000 registered people looking for that toy donation. So we're really excited about that and that partnership as well. We've also partnered with Planet Fitness. They're going to be doing some stuff with us. So a lot of great things that we're collaborating on. Couldn't be more thankful for our Public Works Agency for all their help, in addition to all of our other agency partners that are making this happen. But we really encourage you to come out, tell your friends. It's a really great opportunity. It's going to be a nice environment. We're going to have holiday vendors. So if you're looking for presents and all that good stuff, you're going to be able to find people that are actually make holiday gifts that you could purchase there. There will be food trucks on site, community performances that are going to be taking place. And I just got word today that the Pantages Theater is trying to partner with us. So we're going to try to figure out what we do with that. I'm saying if anything less than a full Cats production on our community stage, then I don't want to talk about it, but that's for me to negotiate with them. Some other things that are really exciting. As you can see, like I said, you can see kind of our list of events and when they're happening. We have nonprofit nights, tree lighting ceremony. One thing that's really cool that we didn't really, and I don't know why we haven't done it yet, but we're actually having a Three Kings kind of event on the 7th of January. I think that's actually the day in which that is recognized. And we're working with a nonprofit organization that's actually going to, provide some cultural understanding behind the Three Kings aspect of what January 7th means. So I'll make sure to get that information up on our website. It may just be we're finally figuring out the details of that event. I'm trying to think. There's so much that is involved in this. There's a Merry Christmas competition. So there's mistletoe hidden all around the Civic Center. So if you tag the right people and all that type of stuff, I think you can get free tickets to the Ducks game and all that type of stuff. So we're really excited about it. We're hoping that you and all of your peers will come out and enjoy a night of ice skating here at the Winter Village. So that's kind of just the 10,000 foot flyby, because I know that, we have a little bit of time together, but I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Wow, it looks like there's a lot more going on this year than last year. I love it. There's so much. I was looking at the calendar. What is date night?
So date night is specifically Thursday night. So it's kind of a time for, if you've got a significant other, we have certain events like ugly Christmas sweater, they're themed, that type of stuff. So, it's just encouraging those people that have the ability to come out on a Thursday night. And if they want to bring somebody that's very special to them, they can come out during that time.
Wow, I really like all of this. I'll definitely be there for the Saturday grand tree lighting
Awesome.
ceremony. I really like this. Thank you so much for presenting this to us. I hope that all the other commissioners find this information as promising as I do, and we'll be sure to share it with all of our friends, families, everybody.
Thank you. Yeah, our Instagram and our Facebook, I know that's probably not the platforms that are preferential for your particular age group, but we been promoting it like crazy. The Ducks actually promoted it not only via their website, but also at the game the other day. So we're hoping that this will be a regional draw for Santa Ana and for the community specifically. The great thing about it is the prices for Santa Ana residents did not change from last year. It's still $5 for kids, $10 for adults, and non-residents are $10 and $15 respectively for kids and adults. The one thing that I will mention is if you do take a look at the website and you participate in those nonprofit Fridays, if you do end up bringing whatever they're looking for, whether it be art, supplies, or canned goods, you will be able to receive one free admission to skate on those evenings. So that's something that we've also worked with, not only our ice skating production company, but also the individual nonprofits that we're working with as well.
No, yeah, and then like the Pantages Theater thing, like wow, there's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, that's exciting. That just came across my desk today, so we still need to figure out what that is. But like I said, cats. That's all I'm gonna leave it at that.
I also really like the nonprofit nights. I think that's a really good connection to the community. Like you're still having fun, but you also have that opportunity to give back. So all of this is great news. I love to hear it. Thank you so much for presenting this to us.
Of course.
Okay, commissioners, any comments? Okay, seeing as there is none, thank you so much, Mr. Pagano. I love all of this. Okay, hold on. Okay, there we go. Next on the agenda are commission comments. This is a time for each commissioner to provide comments if you wish, but it is not required. We will start with Commissioner Tucker.
I do not have any comments at this time.
Okay, Commissioner Cabrera.
I have no comments. Thank you.
Commissioner Sarmiento left. Commissioner Huizar.
I don't have any comments at the time.
Okay. As for my comments, I am very grateful that we managed to pick out those two items on the work plan. I really hope that moving forward, we can develop a comprehensive plan that will, at least, I like that time frame of like 6 months. I think we can do a lot with that. I hope that if needed, we can maybe even have a special meeting, just especially working on this and just doing what we have to do in order to make sure that this work plan is as successful and effective as possible. I'm also really looking forward to our partnership with the OC Healthcare Agency. I think that's great. I would really like to do another audit. Let's just see with our options on our communications with them and see what we can do with that. And overall, thank Thank you for all the presentation of information. And yeah, that's the end of my comments. Is there anything else from staff that we would need to go over?
Just have a wonderful holiday, everybody. Good seeing everybody again, and we'll be prepared for January to really start digging in and doing some work.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pagano. I wish this exact same for everyone. Happy holidays. Take care of yourselves.
Hey, Mia, I have something to add. Just wanted to add, with all you commissioners, we hope you guys do come out and meet the team, because we have put together a phenomenal team here. Our new supervisors all the way down to our rec leaders, our part-timers, they have all been just going out there right now. We're doing a bunch of test run with the light show, with all this stuff. It looks phenomenal. All these things we got going, our marketing team's doing a great job, Public Works, the library, everyone all together. And we want you guys, to come out here and be a part of with us. And we also want to let everybody know that, this is just, the tip of the iceberg of the things we want to do going forward for, the city of Santa Ana, and like Tim said, the surrounding communities. So like I said, I hope to see you guys out there, Saturday, and we want to introduce you guys to the teams. There's a lot of new faces, but again, they're energetic, they're outgoing, they're fun, and it's what Parks and Rec is supposed to be about. So, I invite all you guys out here, in the public, and Brian, his team, and everything we do together. And like I said, like Tim said, we want you guys to have a happy holidays and a Merry Christmas, but come be a part of what we're doing and see the bigger thing that we're doing moving forward for the entire community.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. Scott. Even though it's not in my particular job description, I really try my best to be a part of all of our citywide events. If there's an event, chances are I'm there. So I will definitely be there this December. I'm looking forward to meeting the whole team. And I just want to thank you guys for all of your hard work and dedication that you put into these events, because they're killer. I love the events our city puts on. They bring me so much joy, and I always try my best to promote them so that people can enjoy them as much as I do. But yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, and it's not just events, the program we're going to be putting out, the gardens, there's just so much coming. Our aquatics program coming back on board. You guys just stay tuned of all the great stuff we're bringing to you, and we want to make sure that everyone's a part of it. So,
absolutely.
All right.
Thank you so much. All right. Recording secretary, is there anything else?
Chairperson Berdine, I believe that would be it.
All right. Well, this is the conclusion of the meeting. The next meeting will take place Wednesday, January 4th, 2023. Meeting adjourned at 5:23 p.m. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying throughout the meeting. And I wish everyone a happy holidays.
Happy holidays, everybody.
All right.
Take care.